It's Critic here, and today we're going to be talking about lots of ancient, modern, and futuristic animals. So I hope you enjoy. Chapter 1: The Rise of Life. Now, many people have asked me, Critic, literally, how did life come to be? Where did water come? And we're going to be answering those two questions. The number one, where did Earth's water come from? Some say it might have came from comets, but we're ruled out when they don't have the similar crystal lattice as Earth's water. So the most hypological answer we have is that, well, it just flew in from the sky on an asteroid, inside an asteroid called a carbonaceous chondrite. Chondrites are basically just the class of meteorites most popular to strike the Earth. They have similar lattice to Earth water and lots of carbon, if you couldn't have guessed from the name. So, they do make a big bang, but that actually helps because, when the dent comes in, all the water breaks out, it forms oceans. So, people believe our Earth was bombarded by these things, creating water. So, yeah. That means it literally came out of the blue. So, second thing, how did life arise? The most popular theory I have is that when there was giant thunderstorms, sometimes chemistry happens really weird. And as a result, bacteria form, cells form. So people frequently ask me, which came first, cell or bacteria? Cells came first. An egg. Like cells. Yeah, cells and eggs are the same. I'm not talking about the chicken egg thing. Okay, so you might have noticed I just adjusted my camera. And it's slipping again. The reason is because of, chemistry. Chemistry rules everything. This belt, how it goes tick-tock? That's chemistry. And chemistry is used to make everything, from weapons to anything. But in this case, it made life. So this is a cell. For example, imagine it splitting into two. And that's cool. But then they did something extraordinary. Two cells converged. Mutations became possible. And soon, there were tons and tons of cells, all leading to one place on the tree of life. But only one of these cells would become human. Okay, so after they became they became worms in the sea. These aren't your ordinary worms. These were gigantic worms. But they really had to mate and make babies. And the catch is, how is it easy to find a mate, make babies, lay eggs, all that stuff, if you don't have any eyes? And here is the story of the eye. Chapter 2, the eye. Now this is a really short chapter in the tree of life. So I'm going to explain it to you. So our worm, a handful of cells became light sensitive. And then they made lights very sensitive to the dents in their, not yet evolved eyes. And slowly but surely, they got eyes. Chapter 3, Monstrous Fish. This is one of the best tales I've ever wanted to tell. So, now our ancestors were, placoderms, aka those giant fish. They were predators. But our species' placoderms were very small, while the other ones were pretty darn big. And it's one point of time that poison helped us. Chapter 4, the land. So now that they got there, it was time. As our ancestors, because fear chased us into some kind of place, it had chased us into an anoxic zone. To prevent this, we became ichthyostega. Ichthyostega is, if you haven't read from college, it's basically a, darn big, it's pretty darn big. So, the reason I'm using swear words here is because, it's really hard. So, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to teach anybody these words. Just don't use them. I'm spoiled. Anyway, back to the fish. So, Ichthyostega once had to crawl out on the land. There they ate praying mantises and, lots more. So, that's why it's really, really hard for us to find praying mantises. They might have evolved camouflage just to hide from predators. And they did. But maybe mostly for lizards. Anyway, we had stumbled into, another biome. Something that was really, really bad. Ichthyostega was literally a fish out of water because the land was hot. Tell me it's hotter than these days. So be thankful that your summer is not so hot. So, yeah. You know what happened? I'm going to tell you now. Chapter... Wait, I need to think the chapters. Okay, guys, I figured it out. Chapter 5, Reptiles. So, there were these small reptiles. They mated, they laid eggs, and this is the start of one of the most revolutionary things in history. The egg. An egg was like a portable pond that can be laid anywhere. So it was a game changer. And believe it or not, reptiles evolved from mammals. So next time you see a lizard, think that you're no different from it. Okay, anyway, so now let's get back. So it's really, really, really hard for things to lay eggs. So it's really, really hard for things to lay eggs, which is why it's cool to lay eggs. I mean, I would want to lay eggs. So we are on chapter 5. So I'm going to leave off there. So thank you guys for watching. Part 2 coming soon.